There's a lot of activity going on in Russia at the moment, and of course, around the scenes, around the back of the SCO conference, Mr. Putin is attending, along with the Premier of India, the President of China, Mr. Erdogan of Turkey, and others. And the consensus seems to be that Mr. Putin has entered into a foolish war and that he should negotiate his way out of it as fast as possible, because it's not going to be something he can win. And Putin, on his part, has said, well, I'm ready to negotiate. I'm ready to negotiate. It's Kiev that won't. Or as he would say, Kiev. And Liz Truss, of course. Kiev won't negotiate. Well, Mr. Zelensky's chief spokesperson is a man called Mikhailo Podolyak. And he says, no, it's quite right. Kiev won't come to negotiate with Russia under their terms. We've had that game before. Russian terms are basically to accept the surrender of Mr. Zelensky. That's not going to happen. A proper negotiation, a proper way to finish this war with Russia in a rout, is to negotiate on grounds of parity. And that's the only possibility. So Mr. Lavrov has also been asked for his opinion. He said, well, negotiations aren't on the table at the moment. He is probably in a better position to speak. He has experience. Mr. Putin only has his own ego and propaganda to go on. And I suspect probably this SCO meeting has been the first time he's come face to face with reality. That is very, very interesting. You've got to look at the terms of a negotiation. You've got to look at the possibility of success of a negotiation before you enter into it. I will shortly be putting up a video about the nature of a just war and how to start a just war, how to behave during a just war, and how to finish it. And there are rules. And these rules were sort of laid down during the Middle Ages, have been revived and updated ever since. And in 2000, at a conference in Moscow, the Russian Orthodox Church pretty well accepted all of these rules. So there is no excuse for Putin running around the place posturizing. It sounds rather like getting hold of some new culture for kefir. Posturing, and he does posture, and he does so feeling that he is right and that he's got the back of the church. He hasn't. Kirill needs to know his place and needs to get in line and recognize that it was under him that the Russian Orthodox Church accepted the principles of a just war, and this is not a just war in any possible way. It is out of all proportion to any sort of offense that may originally have been committed. It is out of all proportion, and no negotiation took place before Putin suddenly went on the offensive and invaded the country. It is impossible to see it as anything other than an invasion. Now, equally, we now see the Russians in a panic. We see morale completely at rock bottom. We see leaked videos of senior Russian Wagner mercenaries pleading with Russian prisoners to come and fight for the Russian cause and to do so for 6 months in the hope that they will then be released from prison or killed. Well, there's one reason why prisoners are not accepted into the army in both America, in Britain, and formerly in Russia, because they are undisciplined, because they don't know how to take discipline, and because they are more easily led towards drugs and alcohol and depravity. That is why they're in prison. That is why these people, except in ridiculous films like The Dirty Dozen, will not enter the armed forces. And in fact, Mr. Navalny has pointed out this is absurd, and it is one further nail in the coffin. That is Mr. Putin's reputation. Mr. Putin cannot survive this constant assault of his own personal cult, because his cult has been put on the line, and it's not going to survive unless he negotiates a very quick and very speedy solution. And Mr. Zelensky, I imagine, would expect that solution to be a complete quitting of all Ukrainian territory. Now, whether that would involve also Crimea, that might be up for negotiation. Mr. Putin should get to the table as fast as possible if he knows what's right for him. By the way, if my various trolls, Larissa, I suppose you know probably who you are. If my various trolls, who might all be the same person, I don't know, are going to all come out in force, I'll just deal with you all in the same way, and with kindness and with consideration. But do let me know which language we should be conducting our conversations in. Thank you.